Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today, Aristocracy, Part 2, from Sri Aurobindo. A governing class, aristocracy, or intelligent theocracy, may represent, not indeed this, but some vigorous or noble part of the national reason and will. But even that can only be a stage of development towards a democratic state. Certainly, democracy, as it is now practiced, is not the last or penultimate stage, for it is often merely democratic in appearance, and even at the best amounts to the rule of the majority, and works by the vicious method of party government. Defects, the increasing perception of which enters largely into the present-day dissatisfaction with parliamentary systems. Even a perfect democracy is not likely to be the last stage of social evolution. But it is still the necessary broad standing ground upon which the self-consciousness of the social being can come to its own. Democracy and socialism are, as we have already said, the sign that the self-consciousness is beginning to ripen into fullness. The great political ideals of man, monarchy, aristocracy, democracy, apart from the selfishnesses they serve, and the rational and practical justifications with which they arm themselves, have had for their soul an ideal, some half-seen truth of the absolute, and have carried with them a worship, a loyalty, a loss of self in the idea, which have made men ready to suffer and die for them. Living is more difficult than doing, though it is universal, and ought to have become easy by practice. It is commonly ill done, almost universally botched or half-worked out. Human society is a ramshackle affair. It is top-heavy, over-elaborate, and opulent at the top, below a multitudinous level. When he tries to reform his world, he sets out to level everything down towards, or even to the worst. He can force all things down to the level of a universal proletariat, but he cannot make of the proletariat a universal aristocracy. The bureaucracy is itself doing much to destroy the ancient faith in its philanthropy, integrity, and high motive, which was the source of its strength. But this is chiefly in the educated class and the landed aristocracy, both of which, whatever the outward professions, fear or self-interest may dictate, are now thoroughly alienated. The only work which remains to be done so far as these classes are concerned is to generate faith in the nation. For so far as moderatism still prevails, it is not owing to faith in the bureaucracy, but to distrust in the nation. The lower classes have still to be inoculated with the spirit of self-help, separation from the alien, and confidence in their own countrymen.